Some people are actually saying that they wouldn't want to get the COVID-19 vaccination because they have heard that it alters someone's DNA. But I want to tell you the reason why it does not. Astrazeneca vaccine that we have received in Kenya is a viral vector vaccine that uses a weakened virus called adenovirus to carry the genetic material of interest, which is now the gene that codes for the spike proteins of coronavirus, so that we're able to elicit an immune response. So how does it work? It has been made through what we call recombinant DNA technology, where we combine two or more genes from different organisms into one. That is why we call it recombinant, so that we are able to achieve certain effects. So they have extracted the spike protein gene from the SARS-CoV-2 virus and then inserted that segment or gene into what we call adenovirus, which is a vector that has been modified to ensure that it cannot replicate inside the hosts, which is now the human beings. So once they put the DNA inside the adenovirus, then we will have the administration now into the human through an injection, and the adenoviruses are going to get into the cells, latch on the surface of the cell, and then they will be engulfed in form of a bubble into the cell. And once inside, they are going to travel to the nucleus, where we usually have our cell's DNA. And once they go to the nucleus, they are going to release now this DNA that is coding for spike proteins into the cell's nucleus. Once inside the cell's nucleus, we know that our cells have the mechanism of producing mRNA from DNA, a process called transcription, and therefore this spike protein gene or DNA is going to be transcribed into an mRNA, which then is able to escape from the cell nucleus into the cell cytoplasm. And in the cytoplasm, it will also use the cell's machinery again to now produce the spike proteins from the M or the messenger RNA. Now, once it makes the spike proteins that have been assembled in the cytoplasm, they are going to be expressed. A vaccinated cell is going to express these spike proteins on its surface. Then the body's immune system is going to recognize these spike proteins because they code for the proteins that are in corona, the actual coronavirus. So once the immune system recognizes, it's able to produce antibodies and memory cells against the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus, and that way we're able to get immunity. So simply, it does not really alter our own genome or DNA. It only uses the hosts or the human being's cells mechanism or machinery to be able to form proteins that will elicit an immune response and eventually give us immunity.